Hello, my name is Elizabeth Texidor, and I'm going to do a presentation on COVID-19, coronavirus, not necessarily on the disease itself, but it's going to be on how to cope with the anxiety of these tumultuous times. Okay, so just to begin, what COVID-19 means. So the CO in COVID means stands for corona, the V stands for virus, and the D for disease. Formerly, and it started in 2019, so that's where the 19 comes from. There are many types of human coronaviruses, including they're common in the upper respiratory tract. The virus that causes COVID-19 is thought to spread mainly from person to person through respiratory droplets. When someone who is infected coughs or sneezes, it spreads from one person to another. So it's important to keep that 6 feet distance. COVID-19 seems to be spreading very quickly in a lot of communities. So if you know that someone is infected in one particular community, it's important for you to stay home to avoid that contact. Maintaining social distance about 6 feet is very important in preventing the spread of COVID-19. Like I said, the spread it's from person to person, but it also stays on hard surfaces. So if you're around a table and there's a community table, the table should be cleansed frequently. It also should, you should also clean doorknobs, sink handles, things like that. And important is hand washing, so at least 20 seconds. If you sing the happy birthday song twice or the ABC twice, that's about 20 seconds. And that is what the CDC is recommending to reduce the spread. So the spread is thought to be from person to person, as I said. Those people who are infected, if you know someone who's infected, you should stay 6 feet apart. And it's thought through droplets. So when someone coughs, the droplets spread, and the person who is near can inhale those droplets. And also, a person who is symptomatic, you should stay away from that. And if the person is symptomatic, they should stay home and quarantine themselves, or you should quarantine yourself if you're the contaminated person. So what's important to do and to prevent is strict hand washing for 20 seconds. You should cover your mouth when you cough and not use your hands. Don't cough into your fist, don't cough into your hands. You should cough into your elbow. Avoid contact with people who are not well, and self-isolate if you are not well, if the other person is not well. Also, don't touch your eyes a lot in public, your nose and your mouth, to reduce the spread. There are many ways to cope with COVID-19 anxiety. Anxiety arises by watching a lot of TV, constantly staying informed of COVID-19 information. It's overwhelming, and it's going to increase anxiety. Another way of reduce social media, it's on your phone, you're constantly swiping, you might be playing a game, something pops up, those alert, you have to reduce and stay away from it. You need to talk about other things other than coronavirus. There's a few ways to reduce the anxiety, to take charge of that anxiety, is to assess your personal health. If you know that you are prone to get sick, stay home. If you have other comorbidities that may increase your risk, you should stay home. If you're in a community, or you have if you're in a community that has a lot of infection, or that community is prone to infection, you should stay home. And if you know there's presumptive cases, if you work in a place where there might be, if you work in a hospital and you know there's high rates of COVID-19, coronavirus, you should stay home, or you should wash your hands, cover your mouth, use all the protective equipment necessary to keep safe. Staying in communication, that's the main thing. You can watch the news. Watch it in the morning or watch it in the evening to reduce the anxiety. Be aware of what you're watching. If you're watching one show and then the news comes on, turn the TV, watch a movie, stay in touch with other things other than the news. Just limit your views for about one time a day. And if you're going to watch the news, watch reliable sources, like read the New York Times, CNN, or NBC, reliable news sources. And eventually you have to turn the TV off and watch other things that have nothing to do with coronavirus, and have conversation with people other than coronavirus information. You also have to recognize your anxiety. If you know that certain things make you anxious, involve yourself in other things. Reduce the stress. Don't allow yourself to feed into your anxiety. If people are giving you too much of a hard time because you're anxious, then ask them what are they doing to protect themselves. And if that doesn't work, you can always ignore that person that's giving you a hard time for being anxious. Implement preventative measures. So avoid one of the things, the main thing is avoid close contact with people. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Wash your hands for 20 seconds, especially when you're eating, before and after using the bathroom, after coughing, blowing your nose, sneezing. That will help start the spread. Also use soap and water. If soap and water is not available, you can always use hand sanitizer. Clean frequently surface, tables, doorknobs, handles. During this chaos, it's okay to be anxious. It's okay to be, you need that to protect yourself. But you also have to, when you recognize that you're anxious, there's many ways to control that anxiety. You can, once you feel yourself working yourself up for nervousness, just stand still, put your hands down on the table, close your eyes, focus on the positive thing. If that doesn't work, you can also look out the window, look to trees, look at birds, and just imagine yourself in a calm, safe place. That's where you are, and you're safe. There's nothing going to harm you at this time. Stress reduction. You could the media distancing, that's one whole thing. Stop watching the TV. These are just the big things that increase anxiety. Constantly watching the TV, staying in touch with the media. Do not preoccupy and worry yourself with all the information of coronavirus. People that are being laid off because that increases anxiety. Businesses are closing, things are not opening, there's a big shutdown because of the outbreak. You can take control of that. You could pick up a hobby. If you know how to sew, you can sew, make masks, you can make hats. People are selling them online and making money that way. If you're able to, if you're in a financial situation that you're able to donate, that eases your heart and it gives peace of mind. If you're a person that goes to the nail salon or the hairdresser and you know the person that works with you is out of work, you can send a small donation, and that will also give you a calm heart and a peace of mind. Do not overreact when someone coughs next to you. Just because they're coughing doesn't mean they have the virus. You can cough because you have a postnasal drip. You can cough because you have bronchitis. It's not necessarily coronavirus. And don't think because you cough or sneeze, you have the virus. Think about ways to reducing stress. If you're a person that always gets up before you go to work, you get up and you go to the gym, get up anyway, work out at home. If you're a person that goes to church on Sunday, you can't go to church because there are no services, you can go on YouTube and you can watch religious services that way. If you're a person that you love to be around your family and friends, but right now because of social distancing, that doesn't exist at this point. You could do a Zoom meeting and everyone can be there at the same time and you can see all your family and friends. You can practice stress reduction, focus on positive things. You can practice meditation. And if you want real information, you can also go to the CDC the CDC Center for Disease Control.org, and you can get true information on COVID updates. There's going to be a new normalcy. You just have to create it. Like I said, go to the gym. You can't go to the gym. You work out at home. You could also find good ways of getting rid of the energy that you have. Pick up a nice hobby, learn a new trade. You can learn how to sew, learn how to knit. Everything's on YouTube. It's in your hands if you use your phone. During the pandemic, we're losing a lot of friends and family that we love, and because of the social distancing, we're not able to have services or vigils. So by the time it's all over and when we're ready to have them, all those negative and sad feelings will come back. So in the meantime, you can have a Zoom meeting and have a vigil and share memories with your friends and family about that person, that loved one that has passed. Another thing that you can do is talk to your friends and family. Usually when someone passes, you get a hug, someone holds your hand. There is none of that at this point. But you can always talk to someone. There's always a neighbor. If your family's too far away, you can talk to a neighbor. You can do the Zoom meetings and have that close contact with your patient, with your family, with family and friends. And you can grieve in your own way. Just if you can't sleep, and you're taking sleeping pills, remember that's only temporary. If sometimes having a glass of wine will help reduce anxiety, but if you drink it all the time, it's a quick fix for a long-term problem. That's gonna end up being a long-term problem if you're drinking every day. Share your feelings with others. Always call someone and take turns calling different people. That way you don't overwhelm the one person with the same talk and the same feelings. And you can always recall memories of good times with that person. Use technology. There's different platforms. There is YouTube that you can make videos. There is TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and you can share a lot of memories with family and friends. Listen to your body. If you feel anxiety, if you feel extremely tired, if you're not eating, you're not drinking, those are signs of depression, and you have to listen to your body. If you need to talk to family and friends, you can talk to them. If that's not helping your anxiety or depression, you could there's telehealth now. You can call, make an appointment, and seek help that way. The community support is very powerful, so if you reach out, you will get help. These are just little things here that I have on my slide. Just important to wash your hands. You can never get tired of reminding someone, wash your hands, cover your cough and your sneeze. Don't touch your eyes, nose, and mouth. Keep your social distance 6 feet apart. Stay home if you're not well, and get help. The telehealth is very resourceful now. Meditation is a big part of relaxation and helping you cope with things. All you have to do is sit down and think positive and just focus on positive energy. Wash your hands. Don't cough in your fist, your mouth, your hands. Just cough into your elbow. That is the safest place. This is me getting ready to go into a cesarean COVID-19 C-section. And this is my staff at Nyack Hospital, at the labor and delivery staff. And these are essential phone numbers for, so I have the WHO, so you can get, WHO is the World Health Organization, so there's a www.who.com or .org for the information. I have a SAMHSA, which is a substance abuse and mental health services. I have New York and New Jersey emotional support helpline. If you too embarrassed or too shy to call your friends and family or even seek for telehealth, there's the support line here. We have the Alcoholic Anonymous. If you binge and drink before and now you're picking it up again, you can always reach out for help. And we're staying home a lot. We're getting on each other's nerve. If someone that you know, or if you're involved in domestic abuse or violence, there's a phone number here to call. And those are my references. Thank you so much, everyone, for your attendance.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.